Business on Purpose podcast.
Not all turnover is bad turnover for the small business owner. In fact, some of it you really do need. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with the Business on Purpose podcast. It is time for just a few minutes to where you can be liberated from the chaos of working in your business and start to receive life back into what you do, that skill set that you have had the opportunity. And I get these from time to time to sit in with a client if they have an exit interview for a team member who has left or is leaving. And I just got that opportunity again recently, sat down, and I'm here to tell you it was golden, the opportunity that we had, and to ask some general questions. And I'll walk you through some of the questions that were asked, but more importantly, I want to walk you through some of the responses that were given. You know, people will ask me sometimes, reference checks in hiring, do we still need to do them? Of course, absolutely. There is no more profound way to get insight on a person. Now, 95% of the time, you're going to get a homer who says, oh yeah, we love them, they're Jesus incarnate, you better hire them, blah, 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 and all that stuff, and you got to trust that, right? But there's that one time, that fraction of a percentage where you'll make a reference check call and that person will go, yeah, they're good, and you can hear it in the tone of voice that, oh, no thanks, and it's going to save you a ton of headache on the back end. And so reference checks are great. You need to do them. The other thing is exit interviews, sitting down with somebody when they have made a decision to leave your company and essentially sit down and ask them some questions, not in an ugly fashion, not even in desperation trying to get them back, but really genuinely trying to understand so that you can learn, develop, and grow. And so this client was able to do that, had a sincere heart in going into the exit interview, obviously felt a little bit hurt because of the situation, but the reality was they were kind enough to offer the opportunity, and the team member who was going to be leaving was kind enough to take the opportunity to sit down. Well, there were a couple of things that I want to share with you that were really, really telling. Now, most of the heroic small businesses we have the privilege of working with are not perfect. In fact, none of them are. And yet, most of them are trying really, really hard to live out genuinely a business on purpose. How do you do that? Well, we've got our whole owner business system, 4 steps to business freedom, vision, mission, values, systems, processes, everything that we take heroic small business owners through. And so they're working repetitiously, intentionally to build a business on purpose. Well, one of those key elements, especially in the hiring and recruiting process, is sharing your vision, your mission, and your values. Literally walking a potential candidate step by step through those elements in your business. Now, some of you, if you're new to the Business on Purpose platform, just listen back to a couple of episodes. You will realize pretty quickly that we are unapologetic and frankly non-negotiable as it relates to detailed vision story, 2 to 6 pages, a mission statement that's powerful in less than 15 words, and then a set of 3, 4, or 5, what we call unique core values, not integrity, responsibility, honesty, respect. Those are generalized. I hope we all have those. What I'm talking about are things that are really, really unique to you. And so, for instance, worked with a client today. One of the core values that they came up with today was the core value of rhythm. Rhythm. Wow, that's unique to that person. I've not heard that a bunch. You may not buy into that as a core value. You may want things that are a little bit more non-rhythmic, but for them, rhythm is really, really important. And so laying out your vision, mission, values, not only up front, but also going back to them in the exit interview and saying, hey, obviously you know what we live by, what we stand for, and laying those things out. And what was really interesting was that team member who was going to be exiting basically said, hey, and these were kind of the words, I know that you guys put a heavy emphasis on personal growth. And quite frankly, I just kind of like to get my job done and really am more into career growth than personal growth. Oh my goodness, you should have felt the alarms that went off in the room, of course silent. The red flags began waving, not because this newly departed teammate is a bad person, not at all. Just simply, they have misaligned values with the company that we were in that room with. Is the company bad? No. Is the team member bad? No. They just have misaligned values. And it was so almost refreshing to hear those words, because for the owner, they thought, what in the world have we done wrong? Well, in reality, what they had done, now there were a few things that they're going to tweak and fix, certainly. There are a few things, technical things that they're going to work on, some communication issues and other things that they're going to do a better job of. But the reality is when it came down to it, it was a cultural misfit. And that's okay. That's okay. What's important is to just call it what it is, because otherwise, if you don't have that conversation, then you're going to start to maybe tweak or completely overhaul all sorts of things in your company that frankly don't need to be overhauled. You just need to revisit your vision, your mission, your core value set, and then have an honest conversation to find out what some of those things are and listen for key words. And when those key words out, don't react. Don't go over the top and say, I knew it. No. Just respond very thoughtfully, and in most cases, not at all. And just say, all right, well, that's helpful. Thank you. And so they are able to take that information, look at it and go, hey, number one, there are a couple of things we can tweak and need to tweak. And we were feeling it, but now it's confirmed, and so we'll do a better job of that. But number two, and probably most important, we're doing the right thing. And so this exit interview actually confirmed the cultural piece of what they're doing and the places they need to be going. But why? Only because they've articulated it, they review it constantly, and they repeat it over and over again. And some of you are thinking, well, I don't have my vision in place to be able to go back to in a new hire process or an exit interview. We got you covered. All you got to do is put in the sweat equity, right? mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision. You can get started right there. It is a full vision tutorial and template that we use with our clients in real life coaching. And we've just given that to you, but you have to put in the work. So start there, and we'll see you next time right here on the Business on Purpose podcast.